gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Face in your face.
What the hell is going on down there?
Face in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Latino Diaspora. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, what we do here, we discuss issues pertaining to Latinos residing in the United States. So, I also have my main channel, which is Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, where I discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but no one uses logic. So for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know I'm currently live on YouTube and Facebook. Also, the subscriber mode has been enabled for the first 5 minutes, meaning that if you're not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you need to subscribe to the channel. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those that have already subscribed to the channel, as well as those who follow me on social media, as well as those who allow me to enter into your devices, and also those who watch from the clouds, including the haters. So what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so already, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notifications to all. So therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. Okay. So as you can see by the thumbnail, the topic for tonight is Latino Christmas traditions. So I'm going to share some things regarding how we observe Christmas, or as we call it in Spanish, Navidad. But before we get into the main topic, we're going to have another episode of In My Word. Okay. First of all, let me just start with, for those of you who follow me on my main channel, of course, you know that I was away in San Diego for a conference. I cannot, due to the nature of the conference, I cannot get into details, but I was able to get in some time to do some sightseeing. And if you were to take a look at my social media, you can see I took several pictures of the city of San Diego. It's a beautiful city. The temperature is mild. The weather is mild all year round. Okay. And in fact, we're not far from the Mexican border. Okay. And San Diego offers a lot of things. They do have a zoo, but I did not go because I'm sorry. I refuse to pay $74 to go to the zoo. But those of you who don't, that's not an issue, you can partake. One of my favorite parts of my trip was when I went into a section of San Diego, which is known as Old San Diego. Now, it is an area when you see replica of buildings that were built, around in the mid-19th century. So it's kind of interesting to see how people of San Diego live 150, 60, 70 years ago. I also got an opportunity to sample some authentic Mexican food, which I enjoyed. Um, the trip didn't start out the best way. Um, an hour and a half from our flight from Kennedy Airport to San Diego, we had to return to the airport because one of the passengers became ill. So of course, precaution, we have to return, and we were stuck in the tarmac for almost 2.5 hours. So a 6-hour flight became a 10-hour flight. I did not complain. I just made the most of it. What I did was, first of all, I caught up with some sleep, which I didn't sleep the night before. They did feed us for free. They did give us headsets so I can listen to music. So what I did, I made the most out of it. Okay, and we'll share rooms. Of course, my roommate was a fellow Trump supporter, and as I said, look, I'm happy that Trump won for you. Let's try to curb the enthusiasm because there's a lot of people that are still butthurt regarding the result of the election. And really, I don't want to discuss politics. I'm here to have fun. Okay. Um, which brings me to the next thing I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to close out with this. Lately, there's been many Trump supporters now expressing regrets for having voted for Donald Trump because even though I have suggested to people to do your research regarding what these people want to do before you cast your vote, they did not. So what they did was they actually, after the fact that they voted, they did the Google searches regarding tariffs and things of that nature. And one of the top things that they Google, can I reverse my vote? The straight answer is no. Once you cast your ballot, that's it. Okay. And with all due respect for all those who are now having buyer's remorse because they voted for Trump, why didn't you do your research ahead of time? Okay. Look, if you have done your research before and you decided to vote for Trump anyway, I will have more respect. But the fact that you didn't even bother to do your due diligence and find out what each candidate truly wants to do, and you vote basically because of a soundbite or what a politician says, all I can say is shame on you. Shame on you. I have made my choice. Okay. Believe me, the person who I voted for had multiple issues. But I mean, the options I had was number one, don't vote. Number two, vote for a third party candidate, which has a snowball's chance in hell to winning. Write my name as a write-in candidate, or vote for one of the two main candidates. Those were the options. So I picked option number 4. So what I'm going to do, look, I'm just going to sit back. I'm just going to be the best version of myself, see what happens. If the next 4 years is going to be 4 years of tragedy, woe, and sadness, all I'm going to say is we try to warn you guys. But no, you didn't want to listen to us. Okay, now I get you. Kamala Harris is basically like a cackling fool, but I mean, look, the country has spoken, so let's just deal with it. Okay, And in all fairness, our vote doesn't really matter when it comes to who gets elected anyway. Because what determines who wins the presidency is the electoral college. Okay. And basically, any candidate gets at least 270 electoral votes, they win. Okay. Donald Trump got 312. Kamala Harris got 226. End of story. Okay. So at this point, I would say to those of you who are biased remorse because you voted for Trump, treat this as a learning moment, and just bear in mind that the midterm elections are 2 years away. And historically speaking, the party in power usually uses seats in the House and in the Senate. And the last time I checked, I think the Republicans have 218 seats in the House, and the Democrats has 212. So basically, you have a very slim majority. And in the Senate has, I think, 53 seats compared to 47. So just something to bear in mind. All I'm going to say is, please, whatever you do going forward, make sure that you vote intelligently. Because I don't want to hear down in 2028 another episode of large segments of our population having bias remorse because they did not bother to do their due diligence regarding who they should vote for. So, with that being said, we're going to get into the main topic. So, the main topic for tonight is Latino Christmas traditions. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share some articles. I'm probably not going to be here long. Probably an hour. Most likely, people are going to watch this in the playback, which is fine. So, let me just share my screen, hopefully. And of course, our traditions are different. Okay. First of all, let me just state that for us, the big, the big days of the important days is December 24th, which we call in Spanish. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me just share this. Okay. 5 Hispanic Christmas traditions you must know. Okay. Oh, yes. I was just having senior moment. So December the 24th, we have what's known as La Noche Buena, which literally translated into English, the good night. That's basically a time when the family gets together and they enjoy a delicious meal of all types of food, okay? I'm going to get into that. And of course, for us, the day for giving gifts is Three Kings Day, which is known as the Feast of the Epiphany, or as we call it in Spanish, El Día de los Reyes Magos. So let's discuss some of the things, traditions that make us unique. Starting with La Posadas. Okay. La Posadas are mainly celebrated in Mexico and Central America during the 9 days leading up to Christmas. Starting December 16th, people reenact the trip. Some dress up in costumes and have a pregnant Mary ride a donkey while asking for a place to stay. Pedir posada at various houses. I can just imagine it probably was not a very comfortable ride riding on a donkey. I have never ridden on a donkey, so I wouldn't know. Now, this is something I came across in doing my research. La Navidad Negra, Christmas is black. Most of the citizens of this city are Afro-Peruvians and celebrate Christmas. They recreate the birth of Jesus with black actors. Interesting. The villancicos. When it comes to Christmas carols, we know a few. Hispanics don't have a whole orchestra ready to play when it comes to music and any singing. Here are some commonly used ones. Mi burrito sabanero, my sabanero donkey. Campana sobre campana, bell over bell. Now, this one is one of my favorites. Los peces en el río, the fish in the river. And of course, even English people know this. Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas. Ven a mi casa esta Navidad. Come home this Christmas. Navidad sin ti. Christmas without you. Okay. And I'm not gonna lie. My favorite Christmas carol, both English and Spanish, is What Child Is This? Okay. For me, it really focuses for me, what is the true reason for Christmas? Okay. Which is not getting presents, which is cool. It is not eating a sumptuous meal, even though that's cool. It's not so much being with family, which is cool, but it focusing on the birth of Jesus Christ and why he came into this world. To me, that's the true meaning of Christmas. Okay. In fact, you cannot have Christ without Christmas. So, just a little editorial review. And of course, the midnight mass, or as we call it, La Misa de Gallo, or as it's known as the Rooster Mass. On December the 23rd, Christmas Day, La Misa de Gallo, the Rooster Mass, takes place in the early morning. In the Dominican Republic, this celebration takes place in the Central Primada de America, the first cathedral of the American continent, where believers congregate on Christmas to celebrate. Okay. Aguinaldo, Christmas bonus. In several countries around the world, such as Mexico, an aguinaldo is given to workers in the month of December. This is a tradition in Latin America and popular in countries such as Colombia, the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Bolivia, etc. Every country has its rules and regulations for the aguinaldo. For example, in Bolivia, workers must collect their aguinaldo before December the 25th. For employees, it's a month's salary. For workers, it's 25 days of salary. It's kind of like a Christmas bonus. And of course, Three Kings Day, Dia de los Reyes Magos. Okay. The arrival of the three wise men is celebrated on January the 6th. And it's another giving occasion for kids and the end of the holiday season. What about you? What have you heard about these Latin traditions? Would you like to participate in any? If you'd like to get a taste of the real Latino DNA, okay, well, okay. Now, of course, here in this country, um, the main character as far as um, Christmas, it's Santa Claus. It's not so in Latin America. Okay, in Latin America, we have the three kings, or Los Reyes Magos. They are our version of Santa Claus. Okay, so, and we're gonna park it here. So let's just give you some ideas regarding some of the traditions. Now, what I'm probably going to do next week, I'm probably going to share with you what are some of the food items that we eat during the holiday season. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just give me a moment. I'm going to share another article, and I'll probably talk about it for a little bit, and then I'll call it a night. Okay. But before I forget, let me just state for the record that the link to join the panel has been pinned. Should anyone wishes to hit the link and opine regarding the topic, they're free to do so. Let me just say again that if I have not seen you before, if I've not heard from you before, I will insist that you come up in the backstage to make sure that you do not flash anything which will cause the people of YouTube to take down their stream. Okay? I know it's sad that I have to keep saying this again and again and again. And even though no one has tried to do that, we unfortunately we do have to deal with people that are in the soup, so to speak. So let me just share my link, my screen that is. No, that's not one. Okay, let me just. Okay. Okay. So here's some more. Let me just bring this on a little. More Hispanic Christmas traditions. And for those who insist on being called Latino, just get a life. It's not that serious. It's December, which means it's the official holiday season. Nativity scene has started popping up in every corner in our city of Spain, and our daughter's daycare has asked for a tambourine to get the kids started early singing Villancicos, or Christmas carols, and a DIY homemade nativity figurine to add to the school's non-traditional nativity scene. We think about going to a mini hockey player in honor of our husband's favorite sport. Okay. So let's deal with some of the holidays that's affiliated with us. Number one, Dia de la Inmaculada Concepción, translated into English, the Immaculate Conception. Dia de la Inmaculada Concepción celebrates two things. Religiously speaking, it honors the Virgin Mary, and it's a celebration of the fact that she was conceived, born, and lived until her death without sin. To my non-Catholic Christian brethren, I understand this is going to be kind of controversial because we don't share the same views regarding Mary's wrong, regarding salvation. I get it. Just please take it in the spirit that it was meant. This is not an attempt to try to convert anyone to Catholicism. I'm just simply sharing some of the traits and holidays and customs as it pertain to Latinos as we observe Christmas. Because one thing about us, there is a strong Catholic influence. So please cut us some slack. To this day, December 8th was chosen because it's exactly 9 months before she was born on September the 8th. Dia de las Velitas. Or it's the little light. Dia de la Velita is how Colombia celebrates el Dia de la Inmaculada Concepción. At dusk, people light candles and lanterns are placed on sidewalks, in streets, in windmills, and parks. The Colombian tradition goes back to 1854, shortly before Pope Pius IX announced that the church reaffirmed their belief that the Virgin Mary was born without sin. Many people throughout the world showed their support by lighting candles. Just give me a moment. Okay. And let me just state for the record that that we have, strong Catholic influence. Okay. Oops, sorry. Villanicio's. Okay. I will play one, but I don't know. I don't want to get hit. Well, let me just give you. Okay. Let me just play one. This is common. This is a common, Christmas song that we sing. Let me just state that it's under free use for the purposes of giving the observation and critique. So that's us.
Voy camino de Belén. Si me ven, 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 voy camino de Belén. Si me ven.
So that kind of gives you an idea of the type of music that we sing and listen to during the holiday season. Okay, just give me a moment. Pesebres or nativity scenes. Come December, pesebres or bananas are in full force. There are nativity scene ranges from simple and non-traditional, like one of my daughter's daycare that has giraffes and snowmen, to intricate, extreme religious. Okay, so this is, you got to see a lot of that. Okay, as far as homes and of course churches. La Posadas. Okay. La Posadas are mainly celebrated in Mexico and Central America during the 9 days leading up to Christmas. Why 9? Because that's how long it took Mary and Joseph to make it to Bethlehem, or Belén, as we say in Spanish. Starting December 16th, the people reenact the trip. Some dress up as costume and have a pregnant Mary ride on a donkey while asking for a place to stay. Pedir posada at various houses. And again, depending on the family or region, friends and family pray, get together, hit a piñata, and share food and drink. Pedir aguinaldo. This tradition involved groups of kids going from house singing Christmas carols in return for money and sweets. While it's popular has been recently, I can assure you from experience, while it's uncommon, the tradition still exists. Okay. La Novena, from December the 16th to December the 24th. Similar to Las Posadas, La Novena is a 9-day celebration leading up to Christmas. The importance here is placed on reciting a prayer in front of a pesebre with friends and family, then of course celebrating with drink, food, and benediction. The Novena is celebrated in Colombia, Ecuador, and Venezuela. Okay, excuse me. Parranda. Want to combine Christmas carols, musical instruments, and waking up your fellow friends and family late at night? The Puerto Rican has your number. Parrandas are a group of people who go from house to house late night singing Christmas carols. Are invited. Excuse me. Come on. Excuse me. In for some food and then move to the next house as the group gets bigger and bigger. Okay, I'm not going to play this because I don't want to get hit with a copyright sign. Tamalatas. For many Spanish-speaking Christmas lovers, Christmas isn't complete with tamales. Mexico and many other tamale-making countries have tamalatas around Christmas time. Tamalatas are a full-day affair where friends and family gather to socialize and make tamales. And of course, La Noche Buena, which we call Christmas Eve. Okay. In English-speaking countries, typically place importance on Christmas Day. In Hispanic countries, place the focus on Christmas Eve. That's the day for a large family gathering and opening presents, while Christmas Day is calm and low-key. Okay, so we just have 2 more Come on. Misa de Gallo, the midnight mass. But nowadays, the midnight mass is usually like about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I mean, if you really want to go to midnight mass, you will have to go the only parish that I know that have midnight mass is St. Patrick's Cathedral, and you need a ticket to go. Misa de Gallo is a Christmas Eve midnight mass. It's named Rooster Mass because some people believe a rooster crowed the night Jesus was born. That's that, and the idea of rooster crows to start a new day as is in Christmas Day. And Dia de los Reyes Magos, or Three Kings Day. Lastly, January 6th is Three Kings Day, also called Epiphany in English. It celebrates the arrival of the three wise men, Melchior, Gaspar, and Balthasar, and the gifts they gave to the Niño Jesus, the baby Jesus. This is not a gift-giving occasion for kids and close the holiday season. You know what? Let's go back here. Let's just play this. And again, let me just state that this is under fair use for the purposes of giving our critique.
Con mis amiguitos hoy salgo a parrandear. Con mis amiguitos hoy salgo a parrandear. Agarro mi cuatrico, compay, y me voy a gozar nada más. Agarro mi cuatrico, compay, y me voy a gozar nada más. Son para gozarlas estas navidades. Son para gozarlas estas navidades. Porque el año que viene se acaban los pesares. Porque el año que viene se acaban los pesares. Cuando sean las 12 de la noche y el año barbudo se va. Cuando sean las 12 de la noche y el año barbudo se va. Agarro mi cuatrico y mi son y me voy a abrazar a mamá. Agarro mi cuatrico y mi son y me voy a abrazar a mamá. Son para gozarlas estas navidades. Son para gozarlas estas navidades. Porque el año que viene se acaban los pesares. Porque el año que viene se acaban los pesares. Ya yo me despido, compay, de esta Navidad. Ya yo me despido, compay, de esta Navidad. El año que viene, caramba, volveré a cantar y a gozar. El año que viene, caramba, volveré a cantar y a gozar. Son para gozarlas estas navidades. Son para gozarlas estas navidades. Porque el año que viene se acaban los pesares. Porque el año que viene se acaban los pesares. Son para gozarlas estas navidades. Son para gozarlas estas navidades. Porque el año que viene se acaban los pesares. Porque el año que viene se acaban los pesares. Son para gozarlas estas navidades. Son para gozarlas estas navidades. Porque el año que viene se acaban los pesares. Porque el año que viene se acaban los pesares. Son para gozarlas.
Okay, so now we're going to park it here. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are now just tuning in, I'm just sharing you some of our Latino traditions when it comes to the holidays. Okay. So, what I'm going to be doing next week, I'm going to be discussing the type of foods that we eat during the holiday season. Okay, which is a little bit anything. We eat pasteles, we eat arroz con leche, we eat lots of stuff. Ham, chicken. I mean, it's going to be all I can say is a delightful dish of a stream. Okay, and I just wanted to share. I just wanted to share with you some about traditions, some of the customs that we observe during the time of Christmas. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop to wrap this up. Okay. Of course, all of you are more than welcome to enter your comments um, regarding the stream in the playback. I will ask that you please keep those comments respectable because the fact of the matter is, if you fail to do so, your comments are going to be deleted. Now, before I go, I'm going to state the following. I find it very, very, very interesting that people who don't know me are the loudest to critique me. Let that sit in for a minute. The ones who do not know me are the loudest to critique me. Look, ever since I started this YouTube journey, of course, I have dealt with my share of my ops. I dealt with the haters and things of that nature. And generally, I don't talk too much about it. I don't mention it by name because I don't want to give them any shine. So, just as some people are just jealous for whatever reason. I mean, I'm not a big YouTube creator. I'm just a person trying to share the little bit of knowledge and wisdom that I've gained in my 62 years of life. One thing I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Fine. Last time I checked, I'm not taking a gun to anybody's hand to consume my content. You don't like my content? Leave. One of the things that my mother, God rest her soul, taught me that if you don't got something nice, pleasant to say about a person, don't say anything at all. That's always been my philosophy, and it will be my philosophy until the day that I will leave this earth to go to the journey where there's no return trip, if you know what I mean. Meanwhile, I'm just going to be the best version of myself and just continue to produce content week in and week out. But in any case, I just want to close out by saying, be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. And if people cannot accept that, it's their problem, not yours. So I'm going to be live on Thursday. I think it's going to be 9:30, where the topic will be the uncivil war. Now you're probably wondering, what the heck is he going to talk about? Okay, I'm going to talk about the fact that unfortunately that there are people out there who, for reasons I don't know, are cutting ties with friends, family, spouses, children, siblings, over the person that they voted for to become president. Look, when everything is said and done, folks, when everything is said and done, our vote does not really alter who's going to become president. That's determined by the Electoral College. We vote. Okay, well, let me put it this way. Let me explain why I vote. I vote as part of the Democratic process. Because along with the one that's running for president and vice president is also positions as far as in the House and the Senate, also as far as local government is concerned, and propositions. Okay. Where does our vote have a great deal of impact? When it comes to things like your municipal government, like your representatives in the legislative body of your city, as far as school boards, as far as community boards, that's where our vote really matters. The fact that we're residing in a blue state, our vote, it doesn't really alters things very much. And this is something that we have to bear this in mind. And sometimes people lose sight of that. But in any case, I do appreciate your attention and the opportunity to share with you my knowledge regarding Latino customs. Next week, I'm going to be sharing with you regarding the foods that we eat. Okay, so it's going to be a caloric journey, so to speak. So in closing, I just want to say that we must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually challenged. Because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron saying, take care, have a good night, and peace.
Be strong.